It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants on Thursday night primetime.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium and here in East Rutherford. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Quickly to the air is Wilson. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat and a quick first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Wilson. Catch made by Slayton. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. In motion, Slayton. They go play action now. Wilson. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down. Wilson will throw again. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Tracy going to get it on first down. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second down and 8. Now Wilson running left on the option. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's got it. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down and 3.
Again, it's Barkley.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need 2. Here's third down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And he's brought down. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They go play action with Hurts.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, when you're facing a receiver like this, you always come into a game thinking, We've got to put our best corner on him. We've got to find a way to get him off his routes, limit his touches. But that plan, not working too well on this opening drive. That's already 2 catches for him, and this one, good for a first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Brown goes in motion left. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And he'll score! Touchdown, Eagles!
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. To throw is Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding, because that one was well over everyone's head.
Here's 2nd and 10. Tracy trying the right side.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd and 12.
Throwing is Wilson.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Johnson's got it complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Giants are once again back in front.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing is Hurts. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurts.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
From the 44, Hurts flushed out right. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. "10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports." Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the option left, it's Hurts. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
That's certainly one way to beat the blitz. Get it out of your hands quickly and get it to the big fella.
Very effective. Saw the pressure, got rid of it, and the completion ensued.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Hurts fumbles it. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down, now they lose it. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Up the middle with Barkley. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Hurts fumbles it.
And the Giants have it. It's picked up
Inside the 10.
And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery on Giants touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Gano now to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
They're going to look to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they picked up the first down.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got Smith here. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
3rd and 4.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll drop to throw.
Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got him.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Hurts. Complete. It's Dodson.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
That's complete to Slayton. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. Here's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a giant first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Wilson to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Wilson. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Here's Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Wilson. A good throw here, finding Pascal. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Again, Wilson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the drive stays alive after the fourth down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Now it's Wilson. That ball caught by Slayton. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Gano's kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. They'll throw now on the final play. This is Smith with a grab. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for... And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as he'll be brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Hurts sets up to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. It's caught, Smith. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Hurts.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
He made his first attempt, this from 45. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Giants offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. To throw is Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Wilson. Open man, that's Malik Neighbors. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Now Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
Malik Neighbors, 59 yards. And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns.
This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Gano for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
They'll run it again with Barkley. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle to Smith. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Goes right back to Smith again.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle here to Brown. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 22 now, here's second and a couple. Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll look to throw again. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackle.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are back within a score.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now out come the Giants. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's Wilson. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Throwing is Wilson. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Throwing again here, Wilson.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit at 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
Well, the Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
He dumps it off to Barkley. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A handoff to Barkley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll look to throw here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
Now swing pass for Dillon.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
The coverage that time was unbelievable the whole way around. I mean, you've got a quarterback just standing back there in the pocket. He had all night to survey the field, and he still couldn't find anybody. And when he finally did throw it, he threw it to the other team.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here.
They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
Throw left side, taken in by Slayton.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Here's Wilson. He gets it left side to Johnson.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll hand it to Tracy.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Nolan Smith showing some burst there to catch him behind the line.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
3rd and 8.
Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
A short one there, caught by Granson.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Hurts.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
Here's 1st and 10.
They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Well, they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, but that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Here's 1st and goal. Barkley is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And New York set to take the field.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now Wilson
connects with Slayton.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Now whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. Here's Wilson. Gets this to Bellinger.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
It's complete to Robinson.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
This is 1st and 10. On to give, it's Tracy.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 2nd down. Right back to Tracy.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7.
Now Wilson running left on the option. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
Pass complete. Goddard.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles. And that brings